Okay, guys, what's going on? A little bit early today, 9:22 a.m. Eastern, but we're going to continue on this dashboard. Initially, I called it a construction business KPI success dashboard, but honestly, the way this works, it could be for any general contractor that does quotes and performs jobs like on a job by job basis. So I'm just going to call it a general contractor dashboard because it's really you just have to change these names to match whatever your business is in, and these subtypes too. Just make it match whatever um, makes sense for your situation. So that's just a title change, and then I did update the formatting on this pie chart and updated this pie chart. Before it was showing the average gross profit per job, which didn't really make a whole lot of sense. So I changed it to be the just total percentage of jobs completed in the period that were of each of the main job types. We got a lot to do today. We're gonna update some more formatting on this. I'm gonna add a couple more things. I think I'm gonna add some gauges like this as well. Uh, Before we get into it though, remember check out more templates at smarthelping.com. The dashboard I'm doing now is going to be included in the HR bundle, the accounting bundle, the and the sales pipeline and CRM dashboard template bundle as well. So it's going to be included in all of these. It'll be available to purchase on its own for $45 as well whenever I'm done. And you could buy everything I've ever built on smarthelping.com for $9.99, and that includes anything I ever build in the future. If you ever want to refresh, just email me. I'll send you the latest zip. We've got startup models, a lot of financial models for SaaS, PaaS, underwriting tools for real estate, a lot of startup models for all kinds of industries. These are more financial models, not dashboards. Um, Cash flow distribution, templates, accounting tools, and trackers. Just a lot of knowledge here that you can gain, a lot of complex formulas that are done to show you how to accurately calculate all kinds of different things in finance. Just really, really a wide range of value here. So check it out. Uh, let's make sure the sound is working. Okay, sounds good. Okay, sounds. We'll do a tweet. Oh, I'm also going to try to get the Google Sheets version done today. So we'll see if we can get to that. We got to do the monthly detail as well on this dashboard that will show like all this data on a monthly basis for 24 months. And the reason 24 months is then you can compare 1 year versus the previous year. All right, so I was thinking about this overnight. I like all the conditional formatting that shows green and all these spots for based on if you're meeting these targets or not, in the quotes and in the actuals for gross profit. I think that's a good data point to focus on. I want to add some more data points, which would be instead of just average gross profit per job and average gross profit per quote, I want to do total gross profit, um, total revenue, and total cost for the period, and not quoted. Um, I don't think that's super relevant to see the total quotes because the quotes are just what they are, a quote. But I think it is important. I think it's important to see what your gross profit of your quotes are. But um, if we have to pick the most important data for the totals in this period range, I think it's important to see just the actuals. So I'm going to add like, we'll do a summary here that kind of says something like, uh, maybe total gross profit in period. And you could do it by type and the total as well at the top. And this, we'll just reference this directly. Now this is actually not calculated anywhere else on here. And to do it, we just simply take a sum ifs, and we want the actuals. So let's go over here to our calculated fields. We want the actual gross profit in O, which is just taking the actual price less the actual cost of the job. So we want all the gross profits if our date range matches uh, the start and end dates. And then, oops, forgot the final slicer to do is the job type. Okay, and then, so to make that work, we need to lock C4 and C5. Let's get rid of these redundant text labels. We don't need that. Perfect. And then this will just be the total. And I'd rather just take the sum ifs instead of sum below, and we'll sum up everything without the last slicer, which should be just the total. 1383, perfect. So this is the actual total gross profit in the defined period. Let's take away these grid lines. In this period. Now, I don't know if there's space to move it up at all. And that's the thing with dashboarding. You got to try to figure out the best way to organize the data. Also, let's put some dots at the end of this, just so it doesn't look like those words are kind of just out there in the middle of nowhere. Okay, I think this is good to have. Um, I was thinking maybe how can we do this? Because I was thinking if we highlight like this whole row, like this looks kind of nice if we put a dark highlight on it with white text. Like that kind of stands out a little bit more. I just don't know the exact perfect shade to use. I don't want to do a black, or maybe lighter with black text. And in that case, do we need bottom borders? You know, actually might look good without a border. This top border though, let's try to make this really thick on the top. Yeah. So this is kind of nice. Really see the data points here. Total jobs, average actual price per job, average actual gross profit per job, and then by type. I don't know if this is important. The price. This gross profit per job definitely important. Do we really care about the average price you're charging for different jobs? Is that relevant in any way? Gross profit definitely. I'm not sure about the price though, what you end up charging. I think it's important to see what your quoted price is versus your actual average price per job, just to see how your quoting is. Um, but I don't know if we care about the actual average price. Like this is a lot less relevant than I think this, the total gross profit for the period. Maybe we switch these. Actual gross profit in period. And let's see, what's the, okay, this is just a calculated field on that. This is an average. Let's put this here. I think it's more important to focus on the gross profit. So here, actual gross profit in period, total jobs, total gross profit you've made in whatever period, and then the actual average gross profit per job. Now this times this should equal this total. It's a good check there, and they do. Okay, that's good. And then we could just, if we want this here, we could do this as the average. So this data is still going to be here. Average actual gross profit. I believe that's what it was. Let me undo and make sure. G13. Average actual price. Sorry, these are average actual price, not gross profit. So this is this. Average price per job. Across everything, and then here. Okay. So this, we still have the data, it's just not as prevalent. I think this is more important to have up here. Average gross profit or total gross profit in period, average actual gross profit per job. Okay, and then if we change this, okay, that all updates perfect. All right, that's good. Do we want this? Maybe all these headers can have the shading though. Okay, not bad. Let's see. Does this look better drug over? Possibly. All right. Now, what I was going to do with the gauge visuals. Oops, we don't. We'll shift this back down. Hold on. How'd this get all out of whack here? These need to line up pretty good. Let's see if we can make these the same. Okay, almost. I don't know if this should be pulled up or down. or if this should be up and this should be down, because this kind of looks a little messed up. Dashboarding is tough. It's a lot of creativity. That looks pretty congruent there. I wonder if I can move these up a little bit. Maybe one more. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now that's a nice clean line there. Going across the top. Okay, we got plenty of space on this column. We might be able to make that a little bit thinner. All right, we're going here. We're going. Jobs, actual gross profit in the period, average gross profit per job, average quoted price, average actual price, average estimated cost, actual cost, differences. Then these are conditional if they meet the target here. Let's say this target was 300,000. You now don't meet it here, and then only half of these meet it. Now this percentage of total jobs meeting the gross margin requirement and percentage of total jobs meaning the gross profit dollar amount. We want to show not for quotes, for actuals. So these two percentages are important, I think, to put in a gauge, and we should have enough space to make it down here, I think, and then that should be it. And then we'll move on to the monthly detail. We're going to do the Google Sheet version, and then the Google Sheet version has some more things we can do. So in general, now this stuff is real tricky. Actually, is this even possible? Let me try to cut this and see what happens. Okay, so I got the whole thing to come in. Can I update the background? Kind of, but then that's not. Can I update this? To match? Oh no. Nope. Okay, so we have to have, can I update the outline of the box? Perfect. That is what I'm talking about. Okay. So this looks good. Excel makes it really difficult to do um, a good, what am I trying to say? A good one of these, whatever this, gauge. There's a lot of things here, but I think this is going to work. Let me just see how we can set this up. And that'll switch. Now we need to format it. We're going to have the percentages. Let me look at how I did that here. So validation, what's the percentage one? Win rate. So we need all of this. And this is going to be called GP percentage target. And let's see if I can actually hit, so this is W, X, and Y. Actually, let me try to match that. Perfect. Now this is not a win rate. This is, yeah, see, this is all kinds of crazy here. So validation x2 to x6. So what I do is we know where that is, validation x2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Don't worry about the color names, it's fine. So there's that. And then this is what? Y2 to Y6. Very tricky here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's series 1. And then this is K8, which is the value. I believe that's the value, which in this case would be our percentage of total jobs meeting the gross profit. And then this one, X9 to 11. Validation X, these 9, 10, 11. Oh, and that's the value. Okay, we might have to update that one. And this is just X11. Oh, wait, no, there's more there. Hold on, cancel. Let me look at this. These are so tricky. Can I shoot, I should have copied, not cut. Shoot. All right, let me close this down. Don't save and reopen. Okay, the percentage. So what was x2 to 6? That was fine. This was y2 to y6. That's fine. This one, x9 to 11. Let me see if I did that. So here, 9 to 11. What series name? Why has it got a series name in there? Well, let's go to the validation. So we know this is the value we want to measure, which is going to be this percentage here. Needle size, so this goes off of that. That's fine. And end is a bunch of math here. That's fine. Okay. So I should be able to directly reference all of that. Where is, that's good. Let's go look at this second part. Okay, gauge spec, fine. And then X9 to 11. Okay. This is supposed to equal this. Okay. Now here, this is, can I make this bigger? I can't see. Shoot. This is the tricky one. So we've got X11 here. Hold on, let's look at this again. Okay, it's just these. Okay, let me just try and delete the workbook reference and it should be okay. Okay, there's the workbook reference again. 10.9. So it's just going, well, let's just use it. So 10.9 and then this last one. 11. See, that gets real tricky. All right, I think we have, let me just double check all these are referencing what we need and not the other workbook. It looks good. Okay, so I think we're good. So let's say the target is 20. Okay, now why isn't that moving? Value is 50%. Oh wait, D17. Okay, there we changed. This is not good. So there's two now. So we should just see one, but we see two. Why is that? I do not know. On this, let's see if this changes. So this is win rate. 20, 100. Okay, that changes exactly as it should. Oh, is it working now? Let me zoom out to 100. Wish I could move this up a little bit more. Okay. Oh, there it goes. I think I just had to delete the other workbook somehow. There was some nascent reference to it somehow. I don't know. Trying to get a different number. What's the gross profit on these? So we've got only one above 500,000. Let's do that. There we go. So 17%. Okay, so this is working. And I think everyone likes to see these gauges on a dashboard. So that's kind of nice. We need to title this. Okay, let's call this percentage job success rate based on GP dollar. Okay. And then, so that's this one. Total jobs hitting that, and then the other one is based on the percentage. So let's do a second one over here. Job success rate, GP margin. Now for that, let's go copy, paste. Now all these are the same. This is this, whatever, it doesn't matter. Now the value would be now representing this percentage. Okay, that's all good. All right, now we just got to update the references to go over essentially 1, 2, 3, 4 over. All right. Oh, easy. So X, just go right there. And then this, here, gauge spec. Here are these. And then this. So 10, 9, it goes 10, 9, 11. So equals 10. Oh, geez. 10, 9. Oh, equals, let's try this again this way. 10, 9, 11. I don't know if, oh my goodness, that was not, no. Okay, we'll just go in and manually, so we'll just change the X's to T's. Okay, so here, just change X to T, and that's it. Oh, why won't it let me edit? No, don't do that. T. 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 There we go. Now, why is this all over here? This should be at 100%. Now it should be 67%. Let's go back. Where did we mess up? So series 1 was all of those. That. Those. Did we do the gauge spec? No, we did not. So that needs to be these 3. No. No. Cancel. Come on. Let's see. Let's look here. So that we know is right. It's just percentage. That's fine. That's fine. I might make the needle size a little bit bigger, but that's not relevant for what we're doing here. All right, it's got the percentage, but it's not, the 67 is over here. And the issue is our gauge. Needs to reference that, but every time I do that, man, why? Doesn't want to work. See, it's the right that there's where 67. Well, actually, should be up more. So it's trying to show where the 67 should be relative to these numbers. Oh man. So 75 is like over here, 67 is going to be like up here, which this is right. Problem is, it doesn't want to do it. Ten, 9, 11. Just come over here, just work. All right, do I need to? Oh wait, there. We just had to update, so it reset some of the formatting. Okay, that's fine. Now can we make this black? And then, what about the data label? Category name we want to see. How do we get to category name? Data labels. We want category name, not values. Okay, 67, and that's fine. And then we don't want to see this one or this one. Hey, okay. Well, we did it. We did it. Now let's make sure these work. Let's go back to 250. Okay, that's good. It's moving around. Although we don't want that to be in the way. So let's put this up a little. What? Oh, margins. 100%. All right, so these are working. Let's, since we made the charts bigger, let's make this a little bit bigger. Maybe try 3. What's that look like? Oh, that's kind of big. Maybe 2.5. That's pretty good. And then these labels, can I make these maybe fill white or something? What would be good for that? Or maybe make the font bigger? Okay. This is great. This works. This works. Maybe also let's make this font bigger. Yeah, so you can really see. So job success rate, 50% are hitting your gross profit dollar target, and 67% of jobs are hitting your gross profit percentage. And that's in regards to actuals. Question is, how close can I get these? Wait, how are... I was gonna say 517%, still 1, 3. Okay, just want to make sure these are working good and are stable. Now this will be really important when you have a whole bunch of jobs here that you're looking at, and you can really see high level percentages here. Let's try to make these a little bit more center so it looks right. Also, let me just double check they both work at 50% right at the top. Perfect. I guess we gotta center these or else it's gonna look crazy to each of the charts above them. All right, and yeah, you could change these targets, you could change the date ranges, and see everything at once still. Let's see. So 3 was 33%, then 17. I'm just checking. Okay, these look pretty stable. I do wish this percentage when it was right, the bar was right over it. It was not so thick. Maybe we do need to make this a little bit thinner. Let's try like 2.2. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, I think we have our dashboard. We can see information regarding total jobs by type, total gross profit by type, average gross profit per job and by type, average quoted price, average actual price per job, average estimated cost per job, average actual cost per job, differences, variance, gross profit quote per job, actual gross profit per job, variance. Here we're saying we're basically quoting, we're 46% under what we're quoting for gross profits. That's not good. Then average gross profit percentage, total gross profit percentage, average gross profit percentage. Now this is per job, average gross profit percentage. We actually know that by this title. So average gross profit per job, quote versus actual, and then the total. Now here total just means essentially this number. If you were to look at, or no, it would mean this total gross profit against the total revenue, which we are not showing. And we could put that here. We could do some more like down the left side if you want to see, and this would just be this percentage versus this amount. And we just don't do a, well, we just change it to total revenue, which would be column G. And I'll show you how this kind of ties in. So if you see total gross profit is 1.3, if you divide that by the total revenue, you're at 36.7%. That is this number. Same number. The 43% is just looking at the gross profit of each job, not weighting it and just saying on average this is the gross profit per job. This is saying here's your total gross profit across all jobs for the period. So two different numbers. And two different calculations that mean two different things. So maybe we do need to put per job since this is really kind of difficult to see. This is per job, and this is all jobs in period. Okay, we are cooking, guys. Now we need to do the monthly detail, which is going to show all these high-level stats on a monthly basis. Look in here. Okay, so let's change the title. Total revenue in period. And I'm trying not to get it too busy because you could really have tons of information here, and a bunch more charts. You can just keep going down and down and down. But I'm trying to show you, okay, if you can only look at a certain amount of things per day for like 10 minutes in the morning, you look at the database, make sure it's updated, get your dates in here, make sure that makes sense, make sure your targets make sense, and here's the resulting stats. Now, you could keep different workbooks for different people as well, and they could track their own, and you could just have them send this in, or you could, uh, or you could track it by an aggregate across the entire company as well. But I think I like where we're at on this right now. Today we've added some shading up here, changed the calc of the pie chart. We added these gauges and changed this to be actual total gross profit in the period instead of average price per job, and then average price per job we put down here, and as well as total revenue for the period across all jobs. Remember, we do have this little customer satisfaction and safety section here to show if there were any accidents in the period. I don't know. Oh yeah, this is showing. So out of the total job 6, there were 0% accidents, 100% satisfied employees, and 5 satisfied customers, 83%, 100, 0. I think this is a good piece of data that is easily seen. I want to kind of zoom in. Oh wait, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Because there's some white space over here, but I think, I've got a 27-inch monitor, so some people might have to zoom in and out on their monitors to see all this at once. So I think this is fine. All right, so let's get on here. Month, let's put start month here. Let's say 1/1/2023. And so we have our dates. And we're just going to look. We're going to show 24 months. So 2023 and 2024. let's see, monthly detail. And I just want to distill all of the metrics on a monthly basis here. I think that's also going to be important to see. So you can look at bigger trends, year-over-year trends. Let me put this like this. So we've got our start month that'll define here. Let me format these a little bit prettier. Since they're only going to be months, we could do a month and the year. Okay. Now we want to know, so we can do so many. So total jobs completed, total revenue, total costs, gross profit percentage of closed jobs. Then here we can do average revenue per job, average cost per job, average gross profit per job. Let's see, gross profit margin is already going to be up there. And you could really you could do all these high level metrics on a company wide level. You could also then do it based on job type 1 and 2. Like there's so much here, but I'm just going to try and show really high level. So to do this, we use an amazing count ifs formula. And so to find jobs completed, we're just looking at jobs completed here. If that is greater than or equal to this month, and also if database A is less than or equal to, and end of month, D4. So that's the count ifs. The sum ifs will be easier to drag down. I could drag that across. But count ifs is a little bit different structure. So here's total jobs completed. And we want to make this have the cool formatting with a little dash when it's 0. So we have that. We can also do month over month percentage change, or year over year percentage change. So you can just see how you're doing from one year to the next. So here in January, we can say if error, otherwise take this value minus this value divided by this. Oops, otherwise 0. And this is a percentage. Now, if this were say 50 and this were say 10, this is going to be 500%, or 400% rather, increase. So if you increase 10 by 400%, you get to 50. Or another way, let's say if it was 100 and you did 75, it's a 33% increase, because going from 75, you're now doing 33% more. If you multiply this times 1 plus this, you get 100. So this is the percentage change year over year for that month. Now let's put this back to how we had it. And you'll do that for the last 12 months. All right. These we'll do italicize a little bit smaller. Give it a space. Now you can easily then see year over year by month. How's your revenue doing compared to last year? How's your costs? How's your gross profit? And also on a per job basis. All right, so this can be easily drag and dropped. So total revenue, a little bit similar here. Instead of count ifs, though, we want sum ifs. And we'll just take our total revenue here if it matches the dates. So pretty simple. Now the other question is, do we want to show um, do we want to show the data for quotes? I don't think so. I think we'll just keep this on actuals. All right, so total costs is, where's that? H. And percentage change. Let's make sure these are all going over to the end. Whoops, why, what just happened? Ah, right. So these are separate. Okay, just want to make sure the formulas are all drug over. Let's keep going here. So we have, let's get this a little light gray format as well with the underline. We have total revenue by month. Or total jobs completed by month, total revenue earned per month, or total revenue of jobs completed, total costs. What else? So gross profit of completed jobs. That is, where's gross profit? Column O. Oops. Gross profit. And again, we'll do year over year change by month. Now, what is interesting now that we have all of this data, now to do it on a per job basis, we just simply divide, well, first let's do gross profit. So here, now we actually use this data we've created to do gross profit, which is this divided by revenue. And this is a percentage. Yeah, make sure we get January in there. Okay. Perfect. So here's our gross profit. So we have all our key metrics. We got a nice dashboard to show focusing on gross profit and gross profit per job against some targets. And we could do some cool visuals here. And then we've got a monthly summary to show the data over time. Now, what else do we want to see here? So total jobs completed, total revenue. We can see total revenue by job. is simply the total revenue divided by the total jobs completed in the month. Let's give this a nice format. And then we're going to transfer all this to Google Sheets as well today. And it'll be some additional summaries we can do in Google Sheets. So average cost per job is that, average gross profit per job. Per job key metrics. So as you fill out the database, you've got all of this. You may also want some trending visuals. And if we were to do, let's say, jobs completed on one axis, or we can make that the total, or just a single chart. You know, here's your jobs completed by month. Just say visuals. We can do a bunch of these. So total jobs completed by month. Let's give this gray. Change these. Data label. Okay, that's a good trend to see. We can also show then a combo or multiple data on this one. I want to put total revenue. So how much revenue are you earning over time? Let's add against the costs. So your cost should be lower on average than your revenue, so you know you're making money. And then the gross profit is the result of those two. And I think that's a nice chart. Now, how do we put this in here? Well, get rid of data labels. We change this to a line chart like this. Put a legend in. And, well, we need a title. Key financial metrics per month. So total jobs completed, KPI. And again, you could easily take these formulas, add another slicer to show all this information on a per job level as well. If I get a lot of requests for that, I can update it and do that. But for the base version, we're just showing high level details of the entire organization and just top level slicers. Now we do have our average. So we've got revenue, costs. We can do a similar chart. To show the per job data of each of these. So average revenue per job, average cost, average gross profit per job. Make sure this is right. 775, 11. Yep, that looks good. Now I do want to make these a little bit cooler looking. Let's go for a dark green. Wait, what did I just change? Dark. I hate orange and yellow in charts. Okay. Uh, excuse me. What was that outline? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And this one was, what was that? Like this one? No. Blue and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And this, which one? Wait, what color? Am I missing? Where is it? Okay, well, anyway, that looks fine. Let's also update the dots. So the marker, actually like a diamond, maybe 6, and fill it with yellow with black outline. Okay, marker built in, diamond 6, fill it with a gold and black outline. Same deal. Okay, looking good. So we see our revenue per month. This is per job per month, and same on these. Built in diamond 6, gold, black, then diamond 6, gold, black. All right. Looking good, looking good. So we have all our job completion information. We have, let me see if I can make these look kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know if we need all that. Just make these maybe bold. So jobs completed per month, revenue, cost, and gross profit per month in aggregate, and then revenue per job, cost per job, average gross profit per job per month. Okay, this looks great. Happy with how we're turning out. Remember earlier today, our dashboard, we did some updates to the formatting, changed some of the data points around. We added these gauges, which are pretty awesome. Changed some coloring on this chart. This is pretty much done now. You can go, anybody can go in and use this pretty easily. You just simply fill out the database. I did color coding for the job type, so that'll change the color of the row depending on what it is. You enter all this data whenever jobs are completed, and then you have this dashboard that updates, and you could query any date range, start and end date here. You could also set gross profit and margin targets per job, and this will show you in green if you're meeting those targets. We also have success rate of those targets here. So if my gross profit target was like 20%, now we do 100% on that. Let's lower this to like 10,000. Now you can see the rest of these highlight in green here. And these are 100%. So this is what you want to see, 100% in green. And you know you're doing good on your targets. So this monthly summary is awesome. We could do conditional formatting to show if in the month if the average revenue or average gross profit per job is hitting the target as well as this gross margin. But I think we'll leave it like this. This is simple enough, but sometimes simple is better. So you can see 24 months of information here. I believe, let's just check. So gross profit revenue, actual, and these are all actuals. These are not quote data. It's just actuals. On our dashboard, we are comparing how your quotes are turning out relative to the actual result of the jobs. So it's looking at quotes and then actuals on a lot of these this job margin analysis to show. Like here, right now, our quotes are saying our average gross profit is 427,000, but actually we're getting 230. So our quotes are out, our average $200,000 a job less than what um, our greater, like our actual gross profit is around 200,000 less per job than what we think it is on the quote. So our quoting's bad, or our jobs are just costing too much compared to what we think they should, which is definitely the case here. You can see we're 200% over on the average cost estimate versus actual. So all this data is really nice to be able to see quickly. Um, and yeah, this is awesome, awesome dashboard. These these gauge visuals alone are a really big pain to make. If you've never done them and you sat down to try to do this, to make this work right, I mean, it would probably take you at least, I'm saying an intermediate to advanced Excel user, it probably still would take you a good 2 to 3 hours just to make these visuals right here. But there's all kinds of stuff on this dashboard. It's super awesome. So we're going to get into the Google Sheet version here now. Uh, I guess let me finish the instruction. So we have enter relevant job types on the validation tab, which is here. Start entering completed jobs on the database tab. Don't overwrite columns M to P. Don't overwrite columns M to P as they are calculated fields. Then go to the dashboard and you can adjust the start and end date that you want data to display for. How do we say this? Go to the dashboard and you can adjust the start and end date that you want data to display for in cells C4 and 5. And then you can also set profit targets in C6 and 7. Gross profit dollar targets per job and gross profit margin targets per job in cells C6 and C7. Okay, so that's awesome. Set gross profit dollar targets per job and gross profit margin targets per job. And these will apply, the conditional formatting will apply to both the quote averages and the actual averages. So if I were to put this at like 200,000 or maybe 250,000, the actual is going to go down. Or you can see the conditional formatting went away there because it's only 230. Margins, these are all above 20%. If I were to put this to like 35%, or sorry, 45%. You now only have the quotes are making the targets. So we're quoting our target, but we're not hitting it because these are not green. And then you can see our gauges are updated. All right. So that's good instruction. That'll get anyone started. Oh, let's put note on the database tab. The rows will highlight different colors based on the job type selected in column, I believe, C. Yeah, column C. So you can see how this changes colors. All right, pretty awesome dashboard. Dashboard's gonna be very powerful. Let me see if we want to give these, yeah, these can have boxes. Monthly summary with a dynamic start month to show you all these high level data points of actuals and some visuals for those as well. And I think we're all good. So let's save this. Let's go into Google Sheets. Let's see, how am I going to do this exactly? Shoot. Because this is going to show my whole screen. Um, let's see. Let's just try it here. So if I go to Drive, New, File Upload, I want to pull this one. Note I changed the name to more, it's now just a general contracting KPI dashboard, not specifically for construction jobs. Now, obviously, it can be used for construction jobs. All right, this is private, so no one can access. Okay, perfect. But it really is a tool for anybody that has to do quotes on jobs and wants to track how their quotes are doing relative to their actuals against different margin targets and uh, all that. So any general contractor could use this. All right, so now we're into Google Sheets. I just uploaded the file. There's going to be some changes we have to do. Well, number one, you can see all of our conditional formatting is gone. It looks like this. Oh yeah, these will not work. The gauges won't work in Google Sheets. Although Google Sheets has its own gauge setup, so I might be able to just use that, which is fine. All of the formulas should be working. Yep, this is all fine. Those all are working just fine. Monthly summary should be fine. Yep, okay, so these are all good. We're going to add a couple filter tabs. We're going to do filtering so you can actually, we'll call it filter. And this will let you do drop downs to say, okay, I want to see all jobs that are of this job ID, or you could select all for that. I want to see all jobs that are of a certain job type for job type 1. And then also, if it meets job type 2 or all. So it's going to be a dynamic pass-fail logic. I've done this for a couple clients. It's very powerful logic, and it's nice in Google Sheets. You can't do it in Excel yet. Excel's working on dynamic arrays, but they're taking their time on that. So, but for Google Sheets, it's nice. I'm going to turn all these calculated fields into arrays so that the data formulas will just work as infinite amount of data is added without having to drag this down. We'll do the pass-fail logic, which is very valuable and interesting. So let's also clean this up. What happened to... Let me just delete this, and let's just do a new chart for this pie chart. Pie chart. We do a 3D, and we need to select our data, which is here. Just showing the job counts. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh, do we only have No, there should be 4. Label, no. Oh, wait. So Google Sheets sometimes, there we go, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's what we want. This is total jobs completed by type for the period. Now, we do want labels. Value and percentage. Hold on, why are we not getting the label in here? Let me try something else. Sometimes they want you to have a title like that. Okay, does that work now? Nope, it does not want to give us the title. Let's see. Use row 1. Column G is actually the, no, column F is the label column. Let's try it from here, maybe. There we go. Google Sheets is just a little touchy in other ways. All right, so we got this. Let's copy, paste this into here. We could zoom in a little bit on this. Now, what's nice about Google Sheets is it does allow you to auto format the charts so they fit right with your other data. I wanted to do a 3D. Okay, and then give me a title. Also background light gray on all these. Can I have a title option? That's fine. Oh, here we go. All right, jobs completed by type. And let me see, did I have all the, okay, that is all capitalized. So we're in Google Sheets now, fixing a couple of things. So that's fine. This is still working. Add gross profit type 2. This you can barely see though. Let's make this font a little bit bigger. 10, 10, that's fine. Okay. Looking good. Come on, chart. I want you to go up a little. All right, that's fine. Now, what else is broken in the Google Sheet version? Let's make sure the numbers are working. Nice. Okay. Looks like all that's working. This needs to be a little bit bigger. Conditional formatting. So let's see. Okay, those work. What else? What else? Monthly detail. These charts are actually fine. We could put a little bit bigger of a font size though. Maybe 12. And let's slant these labels. Okay. Oh, where'd my title go on this one? jobs completed by month. Also, why is this formatted weird? So it should be general from source. Can we just do, oh wait, these are dollar values. We want currency rounded. This we want this is fine. Okay. Whoop, thick bottom border. All this other stuff is working just fine. The colors are, let's look at these colors. Yeah, so these are different. Let's make this top one a little bit different. Yeah, maybe that third one down. Okay, yeah, that's actually a lot better. All right. So this is fine. Google Sheets just has a little bit different formatting, but it's all good. Can I center this? Okay, so this font is 14. Let's do 16. And bold, bold. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, the pass-fail logic we're about to do is going to be pretty awesome. And then we'll do formatting here. So first of all, let's do array formulas. So we do E minus F. So array formula E2 minus F2 going down, and we can delete, oh shoot. We can delete actually all of this. Array formulas are really cool with Google Sheets. If you've got a database set and you need to apply formulas to them. Now, E2 to E minus F2 to F. And then we also want to say if B2 to B equals blank, then blank. So there's our gross profit. You can see how that just works on all the rows. I only have to do the formula in one cell and it goes right down and does the math. Gross profit percentage, so M divided by E. So same thing here, but we do M 2 to M divided by E 2 to E. And I'm going to clear out everything else. Oh, wait, M divided by E, not minus. Okay, there we go. And then this one, same as here, but now we're taking the actuals, which is G minus H, revenue minus cost. Okay, and delete values. I love Google Sheets for this stuff. It's really nice. Now the quoted gross profit was quote gross profit divided by, or gross profit margin. The quoted gross profit margin was the gross profit divided by the job quote. The actual gross profit is then actual gross profit, or the actual gross profit margin is actual gross profit divided by actual price. I'm just doing this to check myself more than anything on the calculations to make sure there's no errors. So what was that? O, actual is G. Okay, looking good. So those are calculated fields. This is where you enter your data every time a job's complete, and you're really just tracking the type of job, the job ID, what your quote was on the job, what your estimated costs were on the job, and then what your actual you end up charging for the job and the actual costs. And that's essentially what this entire thing is focused on, is looking at the job performance in the terms of gross profit. Now, for this filter, we want to say select job ID, select job type, select job type 2. Now, for job ID, we'll do a data validation based on the job IDs here. Now you'll see this is going to be really cool. I learned this I was actually doing a real estate, it was a real estate database, and they wanted a dashboard to say, well, let me select X, Y, or Z, multiple criterias, and then display all the data that meets that criteria. And I was like, thought about it for a while, and I finally figured out, oh, there's a nice way to do this with pass-fail logic and array formulas. So you're going to see how I figured this out. Here, we also need to add all to the end of this, and this. And actually, there's no easy way to put all for this one. What I would have to do, we'll do a third column here. This is job ID. And what I can do is actually sort the job IDs and get a unique version of the job IDs by doing this formula. So sorts in alphabetical, and then also in the first slot, just put all. So a little bit different on that one, but that's okay. Don't edit those. We don't. We might need. I don't know if we're gonna need these or not. Because I'm gonna try to do the gauges in Google Sheets, but Google Sheets has its own gauges, so you can see in Google Sheets or in Excel, we're able to do these, but in Google Sheets we have to do separate. So, we'll see how this goes. Where was I? Okay, so yeah. So select job ID. We'll actually use a validation that we just did on the validation tab that now has all for job ID option. All right, so if you select all, it just essentially doesn't look at it. Select job type 2, and then we'll do the third criteria, and then I'll show you the logic to do the pass-fail. So type 2 is this. And then update this. We'll go down one more to 6. Actually, this can be A2 to A. These will be editable, so light yellow with the blue. And then this is just C2 to C. All right. And I'll make sure I did this one right. Yep, D2 to D, okay. So let's say I want to see only jobs that meet that are pools, don't care about the job type, don't care about the ID, or, and geez, these are capitalized. Or I could say I want to see only institutional commercial jobs that were X type. Or I could do all here and say, okay, I just want to see all the institutional and commercial jobs, not by job ID or anything else. So this is the selectors. We're also going to do a format. We'll remove grid lines, and let's get the database in here, and we're going to do some other cool stuff. Alternating colors so it's easier to see, and we'll also go all the way over to column P so we can see all the data about all these LMNOP. Okay, so there's all our headers. Now we got to figure out, well, how do we automatically only pull the jobs that meet this criteria? So the criteria selection, let's freeze this row. Okay. Well, we have to go into our database and we're going to have to add some columns here with our array. So check it out. So first pass fail, let's give a space actually. So first pass fail is array formula if, and we want to do, I think well, first of all, if this, where am I? If this equals all, then 1. Otherwise, and I think my job ID is in column B, so if B2 to B equals this, then 1, otherwise 0. And you can see it's going to be a pass fail with 1, 0, 1, 0 in all the categories. Now let me see if this is working. General. Okay, and so if, let me think about this. So if filter C3 equals all, then 1. I think I have to do this second. There's a certain order you have to actually do this in so it works right with the array. Let's try it this way. So if B2 to B equals filter C3, then 1. Otherwise, if filter C3 equals all, then 1. Otherwise, 0. Let's try that. Okay, now I think this worked because we had all selected for that. Now let me just type in one of these. Let's do the second one. Oh, that's fine. Okay, that one. Okay, and so those are the job IDs that match, and I actually didn't do unique IDs, so that's fine. Let me put a unique ID on each of these, 2, and let's put a 4 or a 3 here. So these are all unique. Okay, so now only 1 should pass. Perfect. Okay, so our pass fail is working brilliantly for the first one. So this is going to say I need to see at least a, I need to see a 1. The total of all these pass fails needs to equal 1. And then if so, so essentially if the total equals 3, then it passed all criteria, and that means we need to return the row in our filter. All right, so the next one is really simple. Watch this. So next is going to be array formula And then instead of B2 to B, so our next one's actually going to be the job type, the high-level job type. So C. So I want to say if C2 to C equals filter C4, I think it's in. Or if that equals all, then 1. Okay, so now if I put all in here and all in here, we should see all 1s, which we do. If I were to say I only want to see residential jobs now, but all job ID, so these all pass, and then I only show residential, which it looks like that is only 1. All right, here we're going. So, and then finally, our last one is based on type 2, or the second job type, which is in D. So we filter D, if that equals C5, and then if C5 is all, then 1. And now look at this. We go pass, fail, and we say sum. Well, we just simply do R2 to R plus S2 to S plus T2 to T. Oops. And that is an array formula. Array formula. And we only want to pull if it says 3. That's the only criteria, the only thing that matters. So on my filter, I go, I want to filter, give me all of the data points here, all the way over to P. So filter A2 to P if U2 to U equals 3. Now, why do we not have a match there? We should, there's a 3. Hold on, let's see what did I do in the formula. A2 to P if U to U equals 3 is a condition. Oh, whoops. If a database, I gotta call out the thing. There we go. All right, let's format these. So this is all centered. Formatting otherwise looks great. And then we could say, well, if we show all, there's all the jobs. Let's say I only want to see patios. There's a patio. Let's see, I only want to see home remodel. There's that. Let's say demolition. So there's that. Let's say I want to see all of these, but I only want to see institutional commercial. There's that. Specialized industry, infrastructure. And let's say I only want to see a certain job type. There you go. You can search, so you can search for job ID, job type, or filter by all of those. Usually, the most common is this will always be set to all, and then you just filter by these two. And what it is a little bit of a cleaner and nicer way. And you could also do like, let me see every residential that's a pool, or every residential that's a patio. There are none, or home remodel. Let's get it. Okay, we'll leave it on that. And there it is. And this is a little bit cleaner than having to go here. Like I will put a filter on this by default, so you can filter this as well. But this is a little bit of a cleaner way to do it. Okay. Well, this is awesome, guys. We have now a full general contractor KPI dashboard built in Excel with a dashboard, a monthly summary. Awesome stuff here. And we have it in Google Sheets And the Google Sheet version has a little bit of an update because you also have a filter selection that I just went through with all the pass-fail logic that works awesome. So now what? Well, we're about done. I'm going to format. So this needs conditional formatting, and also, wait, we need to do conditional on this database actually all the way down. Actually, let me just scroll to the bottom and go up. So on here, I want to do alternating colors, and Google Sheets is a little bit easier than Excel when doing this. So I can just go Format, Alternating Colors, and simply do that. So it's easier to see the lines. All right. So conditional formatting on this. I'm thinking, do I want to do this? So on this, I did color coding. On here, I could do apply to range would be A2 to L. Let me double check that's what I did here. Yeah, just to L. So I could do, A2 to L formula if C2 equals, residential. Or actually, no, this needs to be a formula. And I don't know if Google Sheets can do that. Let me see. Does it do references? No, it does not. And I think I remember that it doesn't work like that. So what I could do is assign a number to each of these, and then um, number one could be green, yellow, etc. Let me think about this. So we could say for color formatting 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then I just assign a color to a number. That way you can change what these are, and we'll still know what color it is. And then here I'll just do an array formula, VLOOKUP, what was it? C2 to C. And then I want to look up this. And then if C2 to C equals blank, then blank. All right, and then I could just reference that, like we could just say color code. And now we could do format, conditional formatting, apply to A2 to L, formula, and I want to say if Q equals Q2 is 1. Now, we have to lock the column. We can go downwards, so you can see that's right. And then 1, we can just do some simple formatting here. Let's just work our way across the top. So we'll do this is that. Add another rule. 2 is going to be this one. Add another rule. 3 can be the next one over. Add another rule. 4 can be the next. Let's do a couple more over. Okay, and that's it. So there's our conditional formatting. Let's make sure this is working. Okay, looks good. Now for me, it's hard to tell the difference between these two because I'm colorblind, so let's manage that a little bit. These two need to be more different. Maybe like a darker. Oh, that's too dark. There we go. Okay, I can tell the difference easily between all of these. All right, well, now we're done. Hope you guys liked it. Learned a lot. There's all kinds of great knowledge in here for dashboarding in Google Sheets and Excel. Let me update. This is now not just construction job. This is for a general contractor. All right. Well, if you want to check out more, go to smarthelping.com. I'll list this template under the accounting bundle. I'll list it under the HR bundle, and I'll list it under the sales pipeline and CRM dashboards as well. So it'll be in all those. It's going to be a one-time fee of $45 to buy it. It will also, obviously, in the all models bundle, if you want to buy everything I've built on the site for $9.99, go for it. I'll see you guys. Well, I'm taking a break from streaming the rest of the week, but probably for the rest of the year, actually. Let me see, what is the date? 28, 29. Yeah. So I'll see you guys in 2023, and we'll get the first thing we're going to be doing is adding a GP catch-up to the joint venture waterfall hurdle with 3 IRR hurdles. All right.